My name is David. I'm with Evie and
Hello.
Nicole, and
Hello.
we are on Visuban. We're starting off season 7 strong with 701 Fallen,
Yes.
Stargate, and Wormhole
So,
Extremists.
I think the exterior shots of this scene were shot at, is it Tynehead or Tinhead Regional Park in BC? And in Germany, this episode was called "Go for Broke" Part One. I don't understand that. And in Japan, it was called "The Naked Person."
In Japan, it's called a
What a
naked
name.
person.
Fantastic, simple, elegant. Oh, there he is.
Little
So
too much skin.
Well, I believe that the concept of Daniel being found naked actually came from Joe Malozzi, who pitched the idea of an angel cast down from heaven, stripped of his memories.
And
And
of
Robert
everything
Cooper
else.
took that a strip, like he took the stripped part quite literally. And I
Yes.
believe that Michael Shanks later joked that this was Rob's punishment
Yep.
for him
Yep.
leaving the show.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I
in the
think Michael
winter in
recalls
Vancouver, things get
filming
smaller.
Yes, filming this scene in February in 3-degree temperatures, and there was like no special effects or tricks, just him lying in the grass while trying to keep away curious dog walkers at a distance, apparently. And
Ugh.
the crew had to balance filming tastefully while working, quickly in the really cold conditions. And Reddit fans believe this is the perfect setup for Daniel's return. He's not just a respawn, but including some fan appreciated shirtless scenes. Um,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
The
we
Daniel
see in
Wumpers were
the
definitely happy.
Uh-huh.
we see in the opening credits that Michael has rejoined the cast and Corin is now billed as a guest star.
Yep.
And
Sad.
this is the first time since season five's revelations that we see Daniel Jackson in that final gate travel sequence. And I believe that the first cut of this episode ran 11 minutes too long and required
Wow.
significant editing. And I think it was tentatively called Falling during production.
Yeah.
And I believe that the writers wanted to carefully strike a balance between like with Daniel's return, and they wanted to recapture his early series optimism and wonder while still acknowledging his growth through ascension rather than simply hitting the reset button.
The music
Mm.
you're hearing is one of my favorite pieces of orchestral music of all time. It is taken from The Man in the Iron Mask. And oh wait a
Oh,
second.
they've done that before.
No, wait a second. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of season 601.
Yeah, I
Never
was gonna
mind. With
say.
the weather.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
Okay, put
that music, yeah.
Apologies. Excuse me. I can't hear it, so okay. I just remember Corin being alone in Daniel's lab.
Yeah,
Yes, no, that
season
was
six.
the previous season.
Yeah.
So this
Thank God we're
opening
out of that.
sequence that's coming up in a second is actually one continuous shot following Jonas through the SGC. And Martin Wood not only directed this episode, but he appears twice. He's first chatting with Sila in the lab coat to the left, and then you see him a second in the elevator. Like that's him there again.
Brilliant.
Wait a second. That was Martin Wood in the same shot twice?
Yeah.
So they composited that together?
They must have done because he was definitely the one talking to Sila, and then he's
Really?
here in the lift. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
You'll have to ask him in one of your interviews how they did that.
Okay.
This is nice.
I
I'm
love
so
him being so
happy.
frantic.
Yeah, me too. But I'm also really happy that it's season 7. I feel
I
so
know.
relaxed.
I am gonna miss Jonas though.
Me
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
And I do like
He's
this line. This is quite
because
funny.
he is adorable. So
Haha.
Jonas is about to mention Daniel's work on translations from the Library of the Four Races.
Mm-hmm.
And this references back, obviously, to Torment of
Oh,
Tantalus.
Yeah.
And
great episode.
it's kind of an interesting development, though, since neither Dr. Littlefield nor Daniel could read it. So I guess we could assume that maybe he had some help somewhere, maybe the Asgard.
Possibly. Did I'm trying. Do you notice how much weight he's lost? And it's like someone popped his balloon and
Yeah.
he's deflated back to kind of a more natural size for him.
He looks a lot different.
Yeah.
His
I
haircut
couldn't
is also
quite put my
really
finger
hot.
on it, but maybe
His
maybe
hair
it
is
is
longer too.
weight.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he trained as much between seasons.
No, well, he would have known the fate of his character, so there's almost no point in putting in so much time and effort into
Right.
training if you don't need to.
Yeah. I think that this haircut on Jonas is so hot. I cannot
jeez.
believe that I've got to put up with the later haircut that we're gonna see, where he looks like he's part of some
Yes.
sort of boy band, and I hate it.
But he
So
also looks like the girl that he's interested in.
Yeah, they look the same.
Yeah.
this idea here that we've been going in order from first to last with the addresses, Jack was stopped from entering the computer code. So I always assumed that he wasn't
that's
complete
true.
in putting in his addresses. But evidently,
Yes.
he was on to
Oh,
something
he
else.
carried on typing, wasn't he? 'Cause
That's right. He
didn't
wasn't
finish-
allowed
yeah.
to. They held him back, and he tried to keep
Didn't
on
he
typing.
literally say, I need to finish?
Yeah. So I always assumed he just hadn't finished the gate addresses, but apparently here
I always assumed he
was on
finished
to
because
working on something else. Yeah.
he yanks his arm out of Teal'c's hand and then like slaps the keys down, and then he seems to be
Yes.
done with whatever he was doing. So I always assumed that he just got
Oh,
fortunate
then
with
he got
timing.
done. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I always
Yeah.
thought.
So, okay, so the tribe's blue robes, I think, were chosen on purpose because in biblical symbolism, blue represents heaven and divinity, which is kind of fitting for those who discovered Daniel after his fall from a higher plane.
Virgin Mary colors. Yeah.
For sure. The Nomads.
Mars SpaceX said, I wanted to see a Jonas and Daniel rivalry over his return. Jonas villain arc. That's
Oh,
exciting.
no, I wanted to see them like work closely side by side.
Yeah,
'cause
bromance.
They
One of the
they mesh so well together.
fan theories
Yeah.
is that there was some animosity between Michael and Corin, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I could never imagine them having any animosity at all. They seem to always get along so
Yes.
beautifully.
Wait,
Their
the
chemistry is
line-
good.
He plays one on TV.
Oh,
Sorry,
dear.
Breaking the
Jack's
fourth
meta
wall.
line was hotly debated, apparently both in the writers' room and among fans, divided over whether this fourth wall break enhanced or disrupted the scenes. And also the Reddit viewers particularly enjoyed watching Sam and Tilk's background reaction to Jack in these scenes. It is pretty funny.
It's just Amanda and Chris trying not to break.
Yeah,
I love it.
yes. Also, starting
Yeah.
from this episode and throughout the remainder of the series, our mate here, Colonel Reynolds, becomes a permanent leader of SG3.
Mm-hmm.
And we love him.
I love him.
Easy
Yeah.
Sparky said, I always wondered why they did not just keep Jonas as a member of the team along with Daniel. And it's because Daniel fit the archetype and Jonas was there to replace him. And it sucks they couldn't find a way to make them all fit, but whatever.
Shamda. I wish we had seen more of him.
I do like him. He
Well,
makes me
he
laugh.
is it George Touliatos, who previously played Pyrrhus.
Yes,
in
he was
Niche.
Pyrrhus. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I know. It's a good
Birds of feather.
back and forth until Jack kind of like gives up.
Ah.
It's about togetherness.
And flocking.
In flock.
Yeah. Yeah. He could literally explain to this man just anything he wants, just make up whatever crap he wanted.
Yes.
And this old man would believe him and then probably carry on telling this story for like forever as some sort of important tale. And like it would go down in generations as educational. And I wonder how much of our
Yes.
history has gone down like that.
Here we go.
Oh, Michael.
Oh.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're here, guys. This is mad.
So
Aram.
It means naked
Aram.
one.
Well, I think it would actually be the perfect name for a Sphinx cat. I kind of want to have a
Rom.
Sphinx cat now and call it a Rom. You know, the ones that look
Because he's
like
naked.
they have no hair.
Naked one. I like that.
So apparently Michael found playing Daniel with his lost memories surprisingly challenging, working to convey frustration while
Mhm.
maintaining the character's core essence.
Yeah. I mean, he knows the character so well. It must be hard to like just not
Mm.
be him properly.
Can you imagine that reaction?
Yeah, I know. It's quite
Just
sad.
get away
You'd
from
be
me. I don't know you.
heartbroken.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a bit of backstory. Michael Shanks's return to Stargate came after a sort of a perspective shifting phone call from Rob Cooper while Michael was filming in South Africa. And he said that the timing kind of aligned perfectly with RDA scaling back his involvement. They needed Daniel to take on more sort of action sequences, which was something that Michael had wanted. And the character's evolution from this wide-eyed idealist to someone more cynical sort of reflected back both Michael's own personality and also Daniel's journey.
Yeah.
And having discovered that even Ascension had its share of politics and limitations, basically.
He was in a space working where it was very impoverished and deprived. And he realized, and he said this to me in the interview that I did with him, my problems really paled in comparison, and it put things in perspective.
Yeah.
So he's like, maybe we can work this out.
I love that he went and had that, and that gave him what he kind of needed in order to want to come back. You know.
I love how Jack's trying to explain this.
Yeah, I think he does an okay job.
Top cliche. Yeah. Yeah, oily skin. See, that's why I always describe it like
you can't
oily.
even see. You can't really even see his skin. He's got
but the shield looks kind of oily.
The shield kind of does, I guess.
Like a puddle of oily crap on the floor of a petrol station or whatever. Although that seems really bad. But you know what I'm saying.
That's actually a very good analogy.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is going way past Rick's two-finger rule. Hey, why are
maybe he made a special exception for Michael's
I was
going to
say, yeah. But what's great is he's explained it in a Jack way. He's not broken character.
Look, you don't remember your memories. We
I better
happen
remember
to
your
know
memories.
someone who looked like you. What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah. Naked one.
This is one of my issues with this story. It suggests the ancients have precognitive ability because they put him down here 2 moons ago. So they knew that SG1 would eventually come along.
I just assumed that it was a mission that they had planned, and that the ancients were like, "Oh, look, they're going to that mission, that planet on that day." No, but
they skipped it. They skipped the list to the bottom. They went to the bottom, and the ancients throughout the rest of the show never give any kind of indication as to having any kind of precognition because they don't know how the Ori fight will be resolved. So.
That's true, because it does seem like it's like divine intervention, but
what if hear me out? Hear me
know.
out. This is my ancient answer, because Daniel made that a mention of how they're always kind of watching over you a little bit. What if they gave Jonas the idea to do that, and they deliberately put Daniel there
and delayed the idea by 2 months?
Yeah, why not? Till they were done scolding Daniel, and then slapped him on the planet, and then gave Jonas the idea.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Do we even know how long Daniel has been on this planet for?
2 moons. So that's
2 moons,
2 cycles.
okay.
So that's a suggestion of 2 months.
2 months. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, obviously it's not Earth, but the gravity's the same, and so I imagine there's a moon that's similar. So whatever they call moons.
So here is my kind of theory. I think that this tent is a powerful metaphor for Daniel's mind. It's like darkened and bare,
like Plato's cave.
Each teammate is like respectfully asking permission to enter his shadowed space, and I think it symbolizes their like gentle approach to help him rediscover himself rather than like forcing his past upon him.
Yep.
Also, Daniel calling Jack Jim apparently is a clever Star Trek nod to Spock's memory loss after resurrection.
Right. Brilliant.
And it later becomes a running gag referenced in Atlantis with the shrine.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I forgot about that. Nice. Very nice.
Great question. What if I don't like who I was? This scene is very important to me because it's the scene that we should have gotten in full circle. Where it's like where Carter says, losing you was one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It's great that they have time in this beat to acknowledge this. There you go.
Michael Shanks looks really good in blue. This outfit in particular, like, isn't this the one that he has when Replicator is in his brain?
Yes.
Love it. Damn right, because he's a good boy.
See, that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess, faced with the prospect of having to like meet his own expectations.
Yeah.
This is the second half of the conversation that he started with Oma.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now
is.
Sam's
It really
on the
is.
other side of this for him to say, okay, these are reasons to fight to come back. You're here now. Let's do something about it.
Yeah. Oh, what I love is the tragedy of him discovering his wife again. I'm sad to get there, but I'm looking forward to Daniel rediscovering who he is in this episode.
He doesn't really handle it with sadness.
No,
Though.
well, he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember her, so the feelings
Yeah.
aren't there. So it's a
It
tragic
hurts me
thing that
that-
happened to someone.
He goes to Teal'c for it as
Yep.
well, and that's
He
like,
does. But Tilk might have been the only one on base at the time because it would have been after hours. Anyway, this this like awkward scene between Daniel and Sam, I think it reminds me very much of when Harry met Sally's plane conversation about past romance, but thankfully without the suggestive gesturing.
yeah.
I don't know if you know the scene that I'm referring
Oh,
to.
100%. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
So do I. Me too.
Yeah.
What do you think would have happened if Daniel didn't come out of the of his tent? What if you think he just, or if he came out and he said no? Do you think they would have dragged him back?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You think they would have? It's like, we'll take you back, but you're going to have to see this first and then you can go home.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless they like left him there for a while and then returned a little bit later. But I guess he at his core, he does have like an interest in finding out more. So I guess they're kind of hoping that will entice him to come back to Earth because he'll want to know who he is.
And he needs his glasses to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he does need his glasses. Well, they could have enticed him back to Earth just based on that. We have your prescription.
we have things for you to wear.
PSM or whatever.
Yeah.
It proves even more that he's supposed to be there with them. Like putting on the glasses and being able to see again is just that extra piece of the puzzle of completing him. You know. Gene Diana said Jack would 100% take him back regardless. Yeah, he would have dragged him kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I don't think that he would have had a choice.
No, absolutely.
We'll do it real quiet like.
Yeah.
Actually, I love this scene. And
yeah, it's so nice. She's so sweet here.
What he says to Jack. Aww, Janet. You beautiful soul.
I bet.
Sorry, I love this line.
You always have your hair that way.
Me now?
There we go.
So this comment is referencing the notable different hair color and styles between Kurt Russell and RDA.
Yeah.
I love how they kept some of his stuff and they put it in his room. I think that's really sweet. Or as Jack said, they still got rid of a lot of junk.
Yeah. Well, because the last time you died, mate, you weren't dead, okay? So
we didn't know what happened.
Yeah. And then he changes his tune. That seemed very valuable.
I'm sure Daniel would have wanted a lot of his stuff donated anyway, too, because, it belongs in a museum.
That's right.
So.
Exactly.
So do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very sweet. Yeah.
Aww.
It's a production photo.
Yeah, really?
I mean, I must, right?
Yeah. Sharon Victoria said, I wonder if Janet just had his glasses or if it was a new pair. Yeah, maybe she got him a nice new, like the same prescription, but
I bet they're his.
Nice
I bet they were in the box.
I think they're originally his.
I bet she was waiting.
Photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just holding onto them. They had them in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
This breaks my heart, this whole sequence here, but the music's great. I think it's really well done.
You would wake up having no idea where you were, or I mean, he doesn't have any idea who he is.
Yeah.
No.
Look, what just said this is the redressed infirmary, is what this room is. That makes sense.
Aww.
Oh. You can't count the ream like you could.
No.
I like the Daniel's like, I have no idea what that means. But okay. But it's so cute because Daniel's one who helped him get to the point where he could live long enough to use it to train him.
That's it.
a huge connection.
I wish that
And
we had
Daniel's
had a Teal'c dreaming episode, but we kind of did with the changelings. So,
Yeah.
I mean, had we not had that,
exactly.
I would have been out just crying out saying, okay, he sleeps now. We need to have an episode that talks about, how he handles sleeping. So that's, I guess, the best thing to remember is your wife's name. So that's one little piece.
D&D also when Vala sat on them in season 9, wasn't it imply that there's a whole stock of them in the medical room? Yeah.
You would have a
Always
spare
the only
pair.
ones.
If you're that
I'm
blind,
sure.
you would have a spare pair.
But also,
Mine's
if you're
just to
that
read,
going
and I
into
don't,
action,
but,
then you should also wear contact lenses, though, surely, more.
He has them. Yeah, he used them in Summit. And Last
he uses
Stand.
them sometimes,
he does,
yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't prefer them.
No. Also, there's such a character thing. Like, for me, I feel like my glasses are part of me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I whip out my contacts on special occasions, and if I'm going to the office, or like I don't want to have the pinched part on my nose,
Yeah.
the makeup gets removed. Yeah. Okay, so Tilk's word choice here is kind of interesting because he says Daniel was subjugated to rules, but that's not quite right. He should have said that Daniel was subject to rules as an ascended being. That like the choice of word is weird.
Yeah.
Though given that English isn't Tilk's first language, we can probably cut him some slack.
Yeah.
And social media sort of often debates whether Omar intentionally didn't wipe his memory completely, knowing SG1 would need certain information.
Yeah.
My theory is that Omar placed sort of a memory embargo on Daniel.
Yeah.
Like the others only required her to erase his memories, not keep them erased. Like they didn't have that little
very clever
footnote.
workaround.
Sorry,
yeah.
like a clever loophole allowing his like gradual remembrance.
That's very Oma of her. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's so Oma.
Yeah, that's so Oma, so typical. Oh, this is so sweet. It's weird because he's wearing this outfit because this is the outfit of of unknowns. That's the unknowns outfit, like people who don't belong. And soon we'll see the return to form where he's wearing the proper, thing that everyone else is wearing.
It's like a flight suit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's so nice seeing him back. Oh, I love it.
I love how he says this means it's classified. It's like, who's he going to tell?
Yeah.
The nomads
know anyone.
of Visuban? I don't think so.
They're off-worlders anyway, so tell them what you want.
I believe in this briefing room, they actually split the table in half for these shots.
They do, yes.
So this is a new filming technique they started using this season to give us better angles of everyone's reactions, especially during like key planning scenes.
Yeah, you won't.
I love how Daniel's like, you're wrong.
Yeah. Recognize it immediately. Like, screw you, Jonas, and your hard translations.
Yeah, you get a star for effort.
Yeah.
Also wrong.
Love it.
They must be using Butch. I don't know why they keep printing his books. Oh, come on. That's a movie reference.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry.
So involved in the dialogue at the moment.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Sorry, David, you're hilarious. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Jim.
Perfect.
Oh, dear. Oh, that was good. Didn't see that coming,
made
David.
it lost.
Yeah.
I love this line. The Lost City is still lost.
It's a city, not a yo-yo.
Yo-yo.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't remember any of this, Jack.
No, stop giving him crap. You don't know. Whop his ass. Yeah, give the guy a break. He's got amnesia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the Pegasus Galaxy.
Yeah. God, the banter is already so good.
Everyone turn away.
Turn away. He doesn't remember though.
The it conversation reminds me of like this, that is that. You can stop that in Lost City. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
That's right.
to get
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Aw.
Oh,
So
they're so cute together.
that planet or whatever it is, planetoid with rings around it, that painting
Yep.
was
Yes.
one of the items that was left over after Stargate Command was struck as a set, and I had
Oh.
earmarked it for prop works, and it was a part of a stack of props that never made it to us to be sold, and we never sold it, and I don't know what happened to it.
That is really sad.
Oh,
And
okay. It's in a
every time I
basement
see
somewhere
it, I think
collecting
about
dust.
that. I hope someone got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it just walked off, along with all of Rodney McKay's degrees. That
Someone
have
stole all of
Rodney
Rodney.
Ingram
Rodney's
McKay on
stuff.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so I like to call this the mission of misdirection with
Interesting
with the tablet.
thought.
I think this is where they decided to cut some time in this episode, being that it ran over, because all these sequences are like
A second
are
long.
really quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just sort of like weaved together.
Yeah.
There's what's her face again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he's like, hey, look, a ring platform.
Yeah.
I like that you don't even like, we know Stargate so well, we don't need to be told it's a ring platform to see that he's doing a slight dig and see a little bit of a chevron or what looks like a
Yes.
chevron. And it's like, oh, the rings.
This is one of my
So
favorite
the,
scenes of
the-
this season with the hand raising and the
Yeah.
Toker raiser hand.
Yes.
So like, yeah, we don't think this is makes sense either.
So the X-302 hyperspace fighter has moved from prototype status
Yep,
and is
now
now
it's
obviously called the
F-302s.
F-302.
And everyone afterwards was like, "Did we hear that right? I don't think we heard it we heard them say X. I think they said F."
Mhm.
So all of us after the episode were like, I think it's changed its designation.
It has. Yeah, they don't really explain that.
Kevin Weaver's made it on time. Hello, hello. Got people coming back. We've got people turning up. We've got 23. This is the most we've had
Hello,
in a
everybody.
while.
Welcome
Hi, everyone.
all.
Kevin Weaver.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. It's a good buddy of mine.
Ah.
Hello.
I got that in stereo.
Yeah.
Jed Ted said Death Star assault planning vibes. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Trench run for
Yes.
Oh, I
sure.
love it. I love
Command
it.
your ships, and may the force be with you.
Yeah.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
Kevin Weaver, I'm still here to listen without watching it like a psychopath.
Yeah,
No,
he
it's
doesn't
fine.
watch
A lot,
it. He listens
a
to
lot
the
of people do that.
podcast. And
Yeah, a lot of
just
people do.
remembers the episode.
Okay.
It plays in his head. So,
Wow.
We've got Wayne. Hey, guys, just
Photographic
popping in for a
memory.
minute. Hi, Wayne. Hi, everyone. So nice to see everyone. Season 7. Everyone's happy to be here, which is nice.
Again.
God, Jack's being so annoying.
He's got an audience.
is.
Yeah. It's like those kids in my class that would just deliberately throw the teacher off. And I'm like, I'm trying to learn. Shut up. You know?
Mm,
The sooner that we let the teacher finish, the sooner we can get out of here.
that's true.
I would have people like this in my groups when I would go to large rooms, and there would be a person who would just take over, and the
Yeah,
the person who's giving the monologue would have words with them afterwards, and it's like, this is not going to end well for them. I love this here. And the Toker raised their
And
hands.
even Sam raises her hand.
There we go.
It's so funny.
Daniel does it too. You need to
Keep your hands up, because you're gonna have to.
Also,
execute
who's
this.
gonna help?
This is the
And then
episode
Jack,
where George
yeah,
goes
this is
off
insane.
world.
I'll still do it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
Still voice your opinions even if you don't want to do it.
it. Yeah.
Even if you are going to do it.
It's like when I disagree with my boss or something on doing a job. Like he'll be like, someone has to do this, and I'm like, this is stupid. And then he'll go, well, someone needs to do it. And I was like, I'll do it, but it's stupid. You know, like I
Still
don't
needs to get
agree.
done,
but-
yeah.
Exactly.
I will do it for the chance to complain about it a little bit.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I
that's
do.
Like, it's just
Yep.
a right.
I
right?
live for it. I live for doing that.
That's it. You think?
I feel like they're really pushing the comedy or the banter this episode, and I think it's to kind of remind the audience of what we had before, and also kind of get Daniel to familiarize himself with all the banter and to start feeling comfortable. I feel like there's a level of that in this episode.
Well, his banter is like kicked up a notch.
Yeah.
Like the next episode.
Also, this is educational for Daniel because he's learning crazy stuff.
I do like Sam's reaction. She's like, yeah, we're probably right.
Yeah. And Daniel's like, what the hell have I come home to? I don't know what's going on. And then look at them two. They're just like, okay, sure. Yeah. That's so cute.
So this is this is Oshu.
That's Kevin.
I love him.
Yes.
So Kevin, this is his first of 5 appearances in SG1, and he's appeared in a lot of Canada's biggest TV productions. Most recently, he had like a reoccurring role on The Man in the High Castle, Altered Carbon, and Virgin River.
And if you read about him in SG1 Four Dragons, written by Diana Drew Botsford, you will find out that he is not Jaffa.
Oh.
He is a clone of Lord Yu.
What?
See, no wonder I love him so much. He is perfect.
Spoilers.
He is the goodest guy in the universe.
I really like his character.
That's beta canon, but I think that it makes a lot of sense when you consider Diana's story.
Arrogance
in
of you as well.
Yeah.
So I think behind the scenes, Kevin said that his role as Oshu deeply resonated with him as an actor. Though the elaborate costume apparently had its challenges, including like 10-minute bathroom breaks.
Wow.
And he said that working alongside Vince, who plays Lord Yu, was a highlight, and that he was actually quite a funny guy.
That's it.
What I love about him and you is the fact that they work really well together, and he is really good at communicating. Like, he doesn't really shut down SG1 in the same way you doesn't shut down SG1. They're both listeners, and they're both going to do the best that they can. He's never unreasonable in this show as a character, and it's another reason why I love you, and I love whenever he's in the story.
I'm sorry.
It had to be said. So just quickly before we move off the scene, so Daniel's locker is positioned between Maguire B and Menard J, and they're obviously Easter eggs referencing the show's art director and the cinematographer.
Yeah.
And I think this character kind of beat between Jack and Daniel really showcases Michael Shanks and Robert C. Cooper, like what they wanted for Daniel's return, like a more intense, like evolved character who's like less satisfied with the status quo.
And Hammond.
It's so good seeing them off.
Yeah,
like off.
So Kevin said that my favorite of these two is Homecoming. I think it's the first time we see Walter off-world. Yeah, it's this one, Fallen. So yeah, good just for like one shot, But and then the next shot, it's like, okay, we got to evacuate back to the Stargate. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess we're done here. We just got here.
It's so nice to see everyone off-world farting around.
Yeah.
So these scenes of the Hatuks flying through hyperspace, I think, is stock footage from the Serpent's Lair. Yeah, regular space from the Serpent's Lair.
Also, can I just say, like, he's really hot. This guy.
He's gorgeous. Yeah.
He's really hot.
Okay, so Jack's red leader call sign to the Death Star inspired power core and obviously the exhaust port.
Yeah,
standing by.
The F-302 sequence is packed with like these Star Wars references. And fun fact, I think the shield bypassing hyperspace trick actually predates the Force Awakens similar strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But I mean, you just look at the visual effects when they're emulating the trench run.
100%.
Once we get inside of Anubis's mothership
they're leaving Yavin 4 here. Look at that.
Exactly. That's true too. Yeah. I love this ship design.
It's very cool. I can't wait to see it get blown up.
Yeah.
Well, you won't have to wait very long.
No. This set looks exactly like the Abydos interior when Harak is exchanging the eye with Jack.
I suspect
except like outside.
that this is the same set.
Yeah,
same
they just slapped some extra stuff, add some grass. Yeah, they just added some grass to it.
Change some things around a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh,
okay. So
taking that.
Some fans felt like the old 3 Zat shots disintegrate rule could have really prevented the guards from reporting back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you see how bouncy his staff weapon was before it hit the ground?
Yeah.
It was very wiggly.
No, I didn't notice
Yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna lie, this team up, the two nerds
This
going
is
on the
great.
ship to
Yeah.
kick ass. Yes.
Mhm.
I
Back
think
to back.
it's been a while since
Yeah.
we've seen a ring transport device. So
Yeah.
I
we
love
see
this
plenty of
shot of
them.
the F-302. Oh, so good.
Okay, so apparently they use some incredible practical effects for this sequence coming up. So there's like flashes that you see, which are apparently actual like lightning strikers, and they're using real propane blasts to create the explosions around the cockpit. And I also believe that Rick and Amanda had to re-record all of their dialogue later because they couldn't stop laughing while they were wearing the
Probably.
flight masks.
Oh, brilliant.
Did you know they would bring a trailer, an ADR trailer to Bridge Studios so that Rick could record his there and everyone else had to do theirs offsite?
Oh,
Oh,
brilliant.
wow, that's so
His,
extra.
Well, I
his
mean-
time was more tight.
I was
so-
gonna say he's the main
Sure,
character.
that makes sense. Yeah.
He's gotta go, he's got a family.
Yeah, and he's like
yeah.
an executive producer or
That's it.
whatever. So yeah, that
yeah,
makes
mobile
sense.
ADR like trailer.
I mean, whatever you can do, right, in order to get the main guy to do the
exactly.
work and then go.
Mhm.
So.
Sure.
And he gets that privilege being, RDA, so.
Exactly. Of course you could.
It's like dirty talk. Yes, please.
Okay, so
I'd listen to an audiobook of that.
yeah, so would I. So coming up, aviation enthusiasts might notice that Jack uses kind of non-regulation radio calls. So yeah, Fox 4 for energy weapons should be apparently guns, 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 and Fox 4-2 for missiles should be Fox 3 for active
Right.
radar guided. And the theory is that his age might explain the use of
Oh
older terminology,
no! Oh.
rather like especially in like the heat of battle. But yeah.
Logwatcher
Give him some
confirmed that
slack.
it's the Arbudos prison for sure.
Ah.
And Apophis on the same staircase as well. So I guess the staircase is just getting reused from year to year. Makes sense.
Abydos prison.
Yeah, I don't think they
Oh,
meant like
that makes
prison. I think they meant
sense.
like the basement down in the
Yeah, it's the
like
gate
Prison of the
room.
gods.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Chodawa is calling. His mind is beginning to go.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame that this is how it's going. But again, this guy isn't unreasonable. He could have killed Tilk, and he doesn't. He just, puts him in a holding cell.
Yeah. I actually really love the conversation that they have together in the cell, which is
Me
coming up in a bit.
too. This guy's just reasonable. He's not an
It's
idiot.
just from one. Well, it's just from one warrior to another, really.
Exactly.
Like they put all of their differences aside and then just discuss.
I think he
you
knows
know,
that you is
Yu's
not a
deteriorating
god.
health.
He's
Yeah,
just,
I think he
he's
just respects his position. It's his leader.
it's his
He's gonna
leader.
listen.
He cares about him. He cares
Yeah.
about his people. What else is he gonna do? Harak
Yeah.
is back.
We are getting some great Jafar. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? So many Jafar just get like killed off,
Yeah.
and so many
Yes.
system lords and Goulds die. So I don't get enough time
Yes.
with them. But these guys, oh, I love it.
Yeah. And
This is
they-
why
Don't
Season
you
7's so good.
think Harak sounds like he'd have a really, really good singing voice? I don't know,
Yeah.
just judging by
Michael?
like, yeah,
I can
think
ask
he'd have a
Michael if
really
he
good
can,
singing
yeah.
voice.
Yeah, ask him if he can sing.
I can.
What would his go-to karaoke song be?
That's funny.
I don't know. Something like, I don't know, like Eye of the
Oh,
Tiger or
Achilles.
something.
Oh my god, Eye of the Tiger would be so good. Your razor sharp wit.
Yeah, see? The banter is so good.
It's so good. And this is the thing. So when Michael came back, I did feel a change that made me like him even more. Because like with Daniel, he was always nice before, but then he has a bit of like a he gets sassier and sassier as the show goes.
Yeah, he
and in
does.
season 7 and 8,
more
he gets
bitter.
really bitter. And when he's with
Yeah.
Vala, he is the most bitter.
Mm.
Well, because
and
he's
I
ascended
love-
twice at that stage.
He's
so
so
he's just,
done.
like done with it.
I love
so
it.
the space combat borrows from atmospheric flight physics, like the missiles and dogfighting maneuvers follow like Earth-like aerodynamics rather than zero-G mechanics.
Mm.
So fans have basically dubbed it Star Wars physics.
Yeah. It's not here, but your BFF is here.
And I believe that they used wide-angle lenses to make Anubis's bridge look better, because those scenes were actually filmed in the same sets that they use for cargo ships. But those like camera angles made it look really big.
I love this the Gould mothership set design from season 7 with the blacks and the spotlights overhead that give the little like nebula projections on the ground.
As well.
It's really, really pretty.
Yeah. I like all the dark patches with the light. I like the way that I'm actually a bit more like freaked out. I feel like in the early days, it was just poor lighting. Like everything was just kind of a bit dark with no mood to it. While now it's like, oh yeah, a bit of spice. Hot, let's go.
Oh, wait for
the music's even very Trench Run as well. I can hear it. There it goes.
Yes.
So good.
I'm almost expecting him to close his eyes and use the Force.
Literally, yeah. Before he said Foxhole 2 earlier, I thought it looked like he was using the Force because he was focusing so hard. Almost there. Negative, it didn't go in.
Just impacted on the surface.
All the like sexual innuendos from the
absolutely.
I love it so much.
It's away.
It came from behind.
Jeez.
You say something about pecking on the surface, don't they? It's just pecking on the surface.
Yeah.
Impacted, I think. Just impacted on the surface, yeah. Anyway.
So good. So good.
That's what usually happens.
Jonas just impacted on the floor.
He did.
Look at this. It's right out of the Death Star trench run.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I guess when you're going to do it, you're going to go full bore.
Yeah. Oh, look. Will it make it into the hole?
There we go. Stock explosions. You really can recognize them after you see them a few times.
Well, an explosion is an explosion, so...
His yell here freaks me out.
Look at that right there. This is clearly Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, this is Return of the Jedi. This is the cool moment there.
I honestly thought that it was kind of easy considering everything that we'd gone through
yell.
to get the
really scary.
The crystals that now these eyes have been destroyed and we don't have to worry about them anymore. So whatever.
So the scenes in the ventilation shaft with Daniel apparently required some creative camera work. They had to build like a special camera rig just to follow Daniel through the tight spaces.
Oh.
Just waiting for the chemistry. This is so cute. Little problem. It's so cute. Mars SpaceX said, what's the life expectancy of a minor Gould under Anubis? I assume not that long, but he's not stupid enough to kill them off before he's utilized them. And Kevin said Stargate Wars. Yes.
Yep.
For sure.
So I think as we know, Anubis uses his memory device on Jonas like it has a lot of future repercussions.
Yep. Yep. This is true.
Enough.
I mean, the last time he got all the Asgard technology.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's going to know where Kelowna is.
Where the wacky Nackwater is.
That's it.
Yeah, that looks ouchy, Jonas.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brain scramblies.
So, online discussions sort of often debate Jonas's departure, with some fans wishing he had stayed as a reoccurring character, and some viewers note that this would have made more sense given RDA's reduced role in season 7.
Yeah.
But I think, as Nicole touched on earlier, there's probably just too much of an overlap between Daniel and Jonas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actors are not cheap.
They both serve the same function.
And they serve the same function, story-wise. Yep.
I'm really glad Claudia Black was cheap enough to constantly come back. Because she makes
Claudia Black
she makes the joke herself. She makes it in the behind the scenes of Previously Unbound. She's like, and I was cheap, so you hired me. And I was like, oh. But I'm really glad.
Funny.
I'm sad they didn't have enough budget for Jonas, but I would have been so happy to see him stick around because their chemistry is so good.
That was Fallen, everyone.